Hi guys, it's Christina Connolly here, and I'm here to answer some of your frequently asked questions during the extended school closure. And this is video number 2 in my series, and I'm going to be going over today the main differences between using Zoom for video conferencing or using Google Hangouts Meet for video conferencing. A lot of us are ready to start meeting with our students if we haven't already, and one of the biggest questions is which platform is best for me and for my students when I would like to set up a video call. If you look on my school district website under the emergency preparedness page, you're going to see some helpful information. I'm going to scroll down a little bit past my video series, and you will see a virtual meetings comparison log. This sheet right here is going to compare Zoom versus Meet. When I open this document, you'll see a comparison page in which both platforms are explained. At the top, you'll see the URL if you're ready to create your own account or join. With Zoom, you can create a free account. You can use your district Google account if you choose, and anyone can join a meeting with or without a Zoom account. The same goes for Google Hangouts Meet. You already have an account with our Google accounts in the district, and anyone can join whether or not they have a Google account. The main difference here in the software is to just note that Google Chrome is the best browser for both of these platforms. A user who might be using Microsoft Edge or even Explorer, an older browser, may experience issues, especially when it comes to screen sharing or being able to see a screen being shared or something like that. So I would encourage anyone who is using either one of these platforms to make the switch to Chrome, and that can be easily done with a simple Google search. Just Google install Chrome and it basically walks you through. The hardware for both of these platforms is very similar. The main points to take in here are that making sure if you're using a desktop computer or a laptop computer that you have access to a microphone and a webcam if you are going to participate with video and audio. If you are using a phone or a tablet, you will already have the audio and video enabled, so you won't have to worry about that. These numbers are the normal participant limits, although during the extended closure and while people are working from home, these numbers might be different to allow more than 100 people. Going on to scheduling, this is probably one of the most important things. When you are scheduling meetings through your Zoom account, it can be done right through your Zoom account online. You can also do it with your Google Calendar. With Google Hangouts Meet, the best way to schedule is through your Google Calendar. So if you're not a Google Calendar user, Google Hangouts Meet might not be the best option for you to plan meetings ahead of time. Although you can start spontaneous meetings and email the link out, it would be right as the meeting was starting. So if you would like to schedule meetings ahead of time, with Zoom, you do it through your Zoom account or your Google Calendar. With Google Hangouts Meet, you do it with your Google Calendar. Again, both of these products will integrate with Google Calendar. However, if you're using your Microsoft Outlook calendar, you'll need to download a plugin for both of those. Both platforms allow you to share your screen. They offer multiple views. You can mute participants if you're the host, and also participants can control whether they want to mute themselves or show their video. So participants have control in both platforms. Different features between the two of these. This is probably the area of most interest to people. If you are the organizer using Zoom, you can set up your default audio and video settings ahead of time. So if you don't want anybody to use audio, you can restrict that before you even start your meeting. There are silent reactions available, such as a clap or a thumb up that your participants can add to the screen as we go. During a call in using Zoom, you can chat with one person individually or with everybody at the same time. You can record meetings, however, your meetings will only be saved locally on your device. They will not be available online. You will basically get an MP4 file that you can upload online or save to your computer. And finally, the closed caption option in Zoom, which can be very helpful to those students or participants who need the closed captions. If you're using closed captions in Zoom, they need to be typed in either by the host or another participant that the host assigns. Using Google Hangouts Meet, you can add file attachments. This is really handy. If you place them in your Google Calendar invitation, participants will be able to access those files during the meeting. You can only chat with all participants at the same time in Google Hangouts Meet. However, you can record your meetings for free, and I like this option if you want to record the webinar for somebody who might not be able to attend for them to watch later. It will automatically create a link in your Google Drive, and that could be emailed or shared otherwise with somebody who might have missed your meeting. And the other great thing about Google Hangouts Meet is that closed captions can be turned on live, and as you speak, your words will appear, so there's no typing involved. Apps are available for each platform, and I also include the online help center here at the bottom. This is a great way to get help and get started with either one of these programs. I want to move back to my school district website for a minute. I came across this wonderful resource. It's shared by WIDA. And in this resource, which is meant for teaching multilingual learners, however, I find it useful for any learner. They will indicate the principle and then what teachers can do or use to help students with certain areas of language acquisition or other areas of intellectual learning. I love the way that they have links directly to these programs that help, and they will tell you what these programs can help with. So you can take a look at that. There's some really good stuff on here. I highly recommend learning how to use some sort of drawing app or pictograph app, because as you know, a picture says 1,000 words. If we can show our students through a quick screenshot or through a step-by-step tutorial with pictures, you know it's going to help our students learn a little bit better. Also keep in mind that some of these programs are offering extended premium access during the coronavirus school closure, so you might even be able to use some of the premium features of some of these programs. You just have to look and see which ones are offering what. Finally, another question is there a way to get around having to block my number? A lot of us are uncomfortable using the *67. Some of our parents or students are not answering the number because it shows up as a blocked number, and that can be problematic if you're trying to get a hold of people. While some of you have heard of Google Voice before, right now it's not an option for our school district as it is a paid service. I can tell you though that if you are doing a virtual meeting with Google Hangouts Meet, it's really easy to invite a participant into the meeting who might not have audio access. And since you're not using your cell phone to contact that person, it comes up as a different phone number. It doesn't say blocked. Earlier today, mine said New York, New York. To do that with Zoom, right now it's a paid portion of the program, but with Google Meets, it's really easy to do. I'm going to open up a Google Hangouts Meet and I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, so I just launched a meeting through Google Meet, and you'll see a dial-in number here, so somebody who does not have access to Google Meets can dial in. But if you want to make a phone call to somebody using your computer audio, you can do this later on while you're running your meeting, and that would be by using the 3 dots in the corner and saying use a phone for audio. You can plug in a number here for your student or parent, and it will call them. Once they press 1 to connect, they're going to be connected to you through the computer, so you're essentially talking to them through their cell phone and your computer. So you're not using your personal cell phone number. I hope that these tips were helpful as you navigate this online teaching and learning environment. I'm here to help you. Please always let me know if you need help. And don't forget to visit my website. Chances are, if you have questions, this will be your one-stop shop, as I'm constantly updating this with the newest information to help you along the way. Thanks.